This is the video blog about genre and target audience. I consider this short film to be a comedy. I'm not entirely sure if I consider it to be a romantic comedy. I don't know, I guess it's about sort of love and speed dating, I guess, to an extent, but I'd still consider it to be much more just a comedy rather than have any sort of romantic side, I guess. The film uses sort of mostly subtle humour that will build up sort of during the course of the conversation or the interaction with the character, and it will sort of get toward the humour will get more obvious towards sort of throughout the entirety of the film, and it will sort of get much more in your face and much more direct to the viewer. The film is entirely based around sort of its character comedy. We're taking these characters and we're using their quirky personalities and their traits to give the humour to the film and basically make the film. It's the characters that it's entirely based on, but mostly the supporting characters, because even though we have James as the main character, we're sort of feeding him as a character with these other supporting characters and building him up and making him look fairly standard, even though he's sort of quite awkward, I guess, throughout the film. But you also got like Religious Girl, she's making him more awkward through these quotes and stuff, and you obviously got sort of like the slight girl Candy, sort of rubbing his crotch and generally just making things harder and more sort of tense. I'd also consider a lot of the comedy to be sort of extremely cringeworthy, such as the drink getting knocked into the lap and sort of the subsequent rubbing of the crotch. It's going to be extremely awkward to watch, as well as sort of perform and film. You've also got sort of things like the hair, which is just going to be, it's going to be very sort of cringe, like, oh god, no, she isn't. Wait, yeah, she is. She's got a bag of hair, right? The target audience. I feel that when it comes to the demographics, I feel that our film will mostly appeal to all audiences to some degree, I hope. But I feel that it would be more successful with people our sort of age, sort of 16 to maybe 21, I guess, at a push, because I feel that the comedy is sort of, for a much sort of younger generation, it's a lot cruder, I guess, and I guess that even though sort of older generations get it sort of like, pushing like maybe 30s, 40s, I feel they'd get it, but I don't think it would be as funny to them, because I feel it's better for a sort of a much more immature audience. I feel that, the people on our age on the whole will find it funnier because we're sort of, generally more immature. I feel that we're mostly sort of aiming at mainstreamers audience, and also an explorers audience, again, because for the explorers is that people our sort of age again, sort of 16 to 21, much more sort of immature people, and also people who are willing to go out and see these different sorts of films, without any sort of preconceived notion of what it's about, or what it's going to be like at all. And they'll sort of hopefully, again, be able to identify with the humour easier and find it funnier.